Good evening, everyone. We are back with a deadline live stream for Game Week 5. I'm doing it a night before today because I'll be working tomorrow evening, so I will not be able to do a live one there for you. How is everyone? I hope everyone's had a good week. We are almost at Game Week 5 deadline. Well, there's been quite a few interesting stories, if I must say, in regards to team lineups, wildcards, what we're playing, what's the news, team injury news. So we've got some news today as well in regards to some teams and how they're looking for as well. So the main one for me was Patrick Bamford. So Bielsa came live today in terms of a press conference for Leeds, and one of the questions was around his injury. Because I remember I heard it last week somewhere on social media where he was about to do like a media interview, and he was speaking to one of his teammates or support staff, and it was regarding a tight hamstring. So a lot of people, especially on social media and stuff, became a bit anxious around how he's feeling, his injury, will he be fit or not, especially myself because I made that transfer quite early in regards to whether he's going to be obviously playing or not was a bit of a concern for me. But we'll go through all that today as well. So we'll go through my team, what it's looking like, what the plans are for Game Week 5, are you playing your wild card or not? So we'll go through all that as well, and I'll take some live questions as well from all of you who are going to be on this stream. So first of all, we'll be looking at, the fixtures for this game week as well. So obviously the first game that's going to be kicking off this week will be tomorrow night, which is going to be Newcastle, who are home to Leeds United. Now, Leeds have had, not a great start to the season, along with Newcastle. So at the moment, we are looking for both teams to actually catch some form. But what we're looking for really is, Leeds to actually, pay back some dividends or returns to managers who've kind of persisted with them from the start of the season, and obviously people who are now looking to bring them in for this kind of like next phase of game week. So it'll be interesting to see how they return. So you've got people like Rafinha, Bamford, Dan James has come in. You've got Harrison as well. So we're going to have to wait and see, how they perform, what goes on in terms of Leeds in an attacking sense. But defensively, they need to shore up as well. They're conceding far too many goals at the moment. But for me, we'll just have to wait and see, how Bielsa sets up and how they can, actually take advantage of I'd say a so-called weaker Newcastle side in terms of defensive output. Without Callum Wilson, it leaves a lot of pressure on St. Maximin up front. But again, I don't have a doubt in Newcastle scoring. It's more along the lines of can they concede, hardly any goals. So for me, at the moment, it's a battle of the defences against their attacks. So we'll have to wait and see from there. So we've got a question in at the moment from Zaid Mohammed. Welcome, buddy. What about Traore? So I haven't personally picked Traore for this game week. So they've got Brentford at home. Now, Brentford have been, defensively quite sound, I must say. Wolves, personally, they played well in the first couple of game weeks. They won their last game that they played quite well. But what I must say is, they've been quite wasteful in front of goal as well. They should have won the Manchester United game. And, the thing about Traore is, he's got a good pace. He's got a good setup for, the team itself. But it's his finishing which kind of lets him down overall. So Zaid, for me personally, Traore is, he's a great player to watch on the eye, but from an FPL perspective, he's got no return so far, and he has had some glorious chances. He just doesn't have the end product to set up an assist or score a goal. That's just the only concern I have with Traore. And obviously Jimenez is coming back from a very serious injury as well. So in terms of Jimenez, I had a choice to choose. For two strikers, I could have brought in Jimenez for either of them. So I had a choice for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's been injured, and Antonio, who's out for just this game week. So for me, he hasn't hit the ground running yet so far. He's come back from a serious head injury. We will have to wait and see how Jimenez can perform in the next couple of games, because they've got some really good fixtures, Wolves. Just this week that we bring him in, it can be the game weeks following on in itself as well. So there's been a lot of talk around the wild card at the moment. So I made a video earlier today in regards to a wild card. So what does that mean in terms of teams setting up for this week? So a lot of the main questions was around, the premiums, who to pick, who to select, and how to make a team around it as well. So I made a video earlier today, so if you haven't seen it yet, there's a video on templates of wildcard for game week 5, so feel free to go and watch that. So a lot of talk's been around Lukaku, Ronaldo, Salah and Trent, so people are looking to get them into their drafts. So I managed to make some drafts which has a formation of 3-4-3 and also 3-5-2 as well, so please have a look at that video as well. For me, I mean, if you're looking to really boost your squad with those premiums, that's entirely your choice, but for me personally, I would I'll keep it a bit more of a balance. Having 4 of them in might kind of tilt the balance. I still wasn't fully confident with those drafts that I did make. But in all honesty, you have to be sensible in the sense that if you put too many funds into specific players overall, with Christmas and other tournaments starting as well, games week playing in thick and fast, you need to have some strength on the bench for people to come on and cover your points as well. So for me, having 4 is not an issue. It can work. But would I personally do it? I personally wouldn't. So I've stuck with 3 premiums. So I've got Crystal Palace for 2 of them, which is Trent and Salah. And then I've got Ronaldo, who'll be playing West Ham away on Sunday in itself. So Champions League action was pretty interesting. Manchester United lost against Young Boys. Ronaldo was subbed. A lot of criticism around Ollie and stuff like that. So I've read a lot of sources around, potentially Conte coming to United. I think it's just all rumours. I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah, United really need to fix up. And Antonio less West Ham should be a game which they should be able to come away with 3 points. So we'll have to just wait and see. Anis is in the house. Welcome. Hey bro, should I keep Christensen? I mean, Christensen, I think was he benched last game week? Let's have a look. I mean, to be fair, Chelsea's defence is absolutely awesome. They're playing Spurs this week. I mean, I'm not too sure about Son yet. Let me see if Son's available. Calf injury, 50%. I think without Son, they were toothless, personally, last week, and Crystal Palace actually turned it on. And obviously, Vieira kept his record of not losing to Spurs. So Christiansen at the moment, he didn't play last week against Aston Villa, but he's played the first 3 game weeks. I mean, I'm pretty certain. I mean, who came in as a replacement? I think it was Thiago Silva, right? I think he may get a game. So I'm not too sure whether getting rid of him immediately right now might be the best of choices. But who would be on your bench? Do you have anyone to come on and potentially cover for him if he doesn't play? That's something interesting to see. But otherwise, if you're looking at someone else who's around 5 mil, potentially you can look at other players. There are some options available. I think it's Marcel, about 4.6 mil. Semedo, 4.9 from Wolves. They've got a good game against Brentford. So personally, for me, if I was looking at a squad, I would, unless I have someone solid coming on. When I say solid, I mean nailed on for minutes. If they're coming on, then I'll keep him. However, if you don't have a player who you think can come and cover that, then definitely look at potentially getting in someone from Wolves, as I think they've got some really good fixtures defensively coming up. Fazli in the house. Hey, did you take a -4? I did. So I took a -4 this week. I've got some criticism over it as well, which is understandable. Look, guys, -4 in some cases isn't too bad, especially in a week like this where there's been a knee-jerk reaction quite seriously. So you have seen people playing wild cards out of the blue, people reacting to, obviously, Lukaku, Ronaldo, all paying off, and then there's Alexander-Arnold and Salah. So there's been reactions. So I think some players have played their wild card a bit earlier than they wanted to. And I think there's some managers who've actually taken -12, -16 I've seen in some cases, just to get those players in. So for me, for a -4, for firstly a player who's suspended. So I don't see any sense of having a striker who's worth nearly, he was 8 million when I had him in my squad, being on the bench. And the other striker who's over 8 million for me, which is Calvert-Lewin, being injured for the next 2-3 weeks. So there's no point me keeping them on the bench just to save a -4. I mean, I'd rather take the hit now than lose any value on those players in terms of price falls or anything along those lines. And other players, obviously, when they get transferred in, i.e. Bamford, I'm not sure if he's had a price rise yet, but he was 7.9 when I got him. He hasn't increased yet, but if he performs well against Newcastle, that's me already behind the curveball. So I needed to take a decision. Yes, it's a -4, and people have said to me, "Oh, you should have just played a defender, got 2 points from Williams, and -4, you need to get 2 returns." it doesn't have to be the 2 returns just from Danny Ings. It can be from across the park, all right? So sometimes you just got to be a bit, sometimes you just got to take a risk. That's the reason why I did it. Fazzy White Ings, though. I mean, it's a proven goal scorer, buddy. I mean, who else was I going to pick? Jimenez? Jimenez hasn't scored this season so far. So, with Ings, he's got 3 returns. Yes, he's got Everton, but Everton defensively have been quite poor. I mean, they conceded 1 against Burnley. It should have been more. Burnley should have put away a lot more chances against them. They won comprehensively because they scored 3 goals. Could have been 4 if it was an offside. But what I'm trying to say is, in regards to Danny Ings, he can exploit any defence in the league. And this is Everton, and they're at home as well. So that's why I went Danny Ings. He's still got good ownership, but 23% of managers have him. So I don't see a reason why I shouldn't have picked him. It was just a 1-week game pick, because next week I'll pick Antonio back in, because he'll be available. And that's literally what my thought process was. I just didn't want to go in this game week playing a 4-4-2 where I knew that one of my 8 million attackers was on the bench. That was just my thought process, and I just wanted Danny Ings because when he's fit and he generally comes away with good returns, because we see him at Aston Villa now, but look at his seasons before. He got 16 returns last season and 24 the season before. So he is there or thereabouts. He looks good. And that's why I chose him. It was just in the thought, it was an inkling for me, and that's why I went Danny Ings. Hopefully it pays off. Cameron, welcome. Hey man, love your content. Thank you very much, buddy. I'm considering, and thank you for watching, I'm considering playing Sissoko this weekend from my bench, or upgrading Williams to Ben White for a hit, as I have Antonio on the bench as well. Your thoughts? I mean, Sissoko covering it for a week isn't too bad. I mean, even if you bring in Ben White, Arsenal are playing Burnley, if I'm not wrong, right? Let's have a look. Arsenal, yeah, they're playing Burnley. They kept a clean sheet against Norwich. I mean, Burnley away is not going to be an easy game. It's going to be quite a physical battle for Arsenal. Personally, for me, I'd play Sissoko. Save that transfer if you can, and don't take the hit if you can. And then next week you'll have Antonio back in, right? And then you should be able to get Ben White for not a hit, unless I'm missing something in there. But if you need to, I mean, if you make that choice, it's fully understandable, because what you need to remember after that is Arsenal have Tottenham, and that's a North London derby, right? So is it worth taking that -4? You might get a clean sheet this week, but again, you might be in a similar position next week. So think a bit long term as well. But if you can get away with not taking a hit and playing Sissoko only, I think that'll be a good shout, buddy. Andrew, welcome, Andrew. I'm currently sitting number 7 in career with 343 points. Is Bamford a good signing? Andrew, first of all, welcome, and thank you for watching. And what's number 7 in career? Wow, 343 points. Jeez, what does your team look like? I want to know. Is Bamford a good signing? Definitely. Definitely. I think it's time he comes off, right? He's got 1 goal so far against Burnley. I think it's time this guy comes off now. He's owned by 40% of managers, got Newcastle. If he's not going to come off now, then I don't know when he'll come off. He's got some really good fixtures to go along. But let's say he doesn't fire tomorrow. I don't think we should still get a bit too hasty. He's got some good run of fixtures. There will be a time where he comes good. So I'm hoping for a good return on Bamford, all right? We're getting more and more people viewing now, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to FPL INKLING, feel free to hit the like button and hit that subscribe button. We are edging towards the 1,000 subscribers mark. So thank you very much. Animations, welcome. Hey man, would you take Benrahma out for Sarr or Gray? I mean, I haven't had Benrahma this season, but I've missed out on a lot of points, which I'm quite gutted by. But I backed Gray, so Gray's got me some points. The question I have for you is, if personally, I think Sarr and Gray are better options at the moment because of West Ham's new signings, and I think with Europe coming up as well, Benrahma might be a bit more, he might be a bit more like legged compared to the start of the season. So for me, I'll take either. Gray comes in slightly cheaper, I think about 0.3 mil. So if you've got Benrahma, you might get a bit more additional budgets to upgrade one of your other players, like in defence or midfield. So for me personally, either of them two is a good shout, but I've gone for Gray, so I would personally say take Gray on. It'll be a better shout. Cameron North, thanks for the advice, mate. Anytime. Look, this is what I'm here for. We're here to have a lovely discussion. But thank you. I'm glad I could help. Andrew, thank you, bro. No worries, Andrew. Thank you, bro. If you don't. No, not a problem, Andrew. Ashtrans, Nako, welcome. Is Bamford not injured? Did I miss something? So there was, there was news around Bamford being potentially injured. But today there was a press conference where Bielsa came out and gave some feedback or some updates around Bamford himself. He's not flagged on the website either in FPL because they're quite good usually. And he also confirmed that he will be available for tomorrow night's game. So there's no injury scare whatsoever. So a big thumbs up for Bamford if you've got him in. So not to worry, guys. Right, let's have a look. Andrew, my game week for this fixture: Sanchez, Alexander-Arnold, Shaw, Rudiger, Salah, Jota, Torres, Greenwood, Gray, Ronaldo, Bamford. Wow, what a squad, Andrew. That's brilliant. No wonder you're sitting number 7th in career. Brilliant. I really like it. Have you played any of your chips, by the way, so far? But that is one awesome squad. Animation says, reckon it's worth a hit to bring Gray or Sarr in. Look, for me, I think a hit's overplayed sometimes. -4 is takeable, right? I think it's bearable. A -8 is where it becomes a bit more difficult, and I think you need a real good reason for a decision like that to be made. If you need to carry over a transfer, which is ideal, that's brilliant because it saves you a hit. But a -4, I've taken it this week as well. So, look, if you want to get them in now and take advantage of maybe their form and good fixtures coming up, then I think it's not a bad shout whatsoever. I did a 1-week fix. I just brought Ings in just for a week, and Antonio will be back in next week. I've taken a -4. So be it. I'd rather go into a weekend knowing that, I've got a decent full-strength squad that I like than, having one of my main strikers sit on the bench because he's suspended or injured, for example, in DCL's case. As well, so it all came in a bad time once I played my wild card, so I really did miss 2 transfers there. But yeah, I don't think it's bad. It's not bad for a -4, honestly. This week there will be a lot of changes in rankings before the game week even starts, because I'm telling you, obviously there are a lot of managers who are playing the wild card, but there are so many managers that have decided to wait a bit longer because of the fixture swing game week 7 and 8 for Chelsea and other teams. And they're taking 12 points, some 16 points. I've had these teams submitted to me, and it's made me shocked, guys. So a -4 might not be bad at all. So don't get too upset by it, guys. All right. Cool. We're getting more and more people on the stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you haven't liked this video just yet, just give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet to FPL INKLING, please subscribe. Help us grow and get closer to that 1K subscribers mark. Wow, the questions are coming in now, guys. We got Kerslin. Welcome. Hello, how's it going? It's all going very well, thank you. Is -4 hit worth for Rafinha? Of course. I mean, look, he hasn't gone off so far on a great form or a big points return, but he's due some. He's a good player, and I think Leeds have had a tough start. So they've had Manchester United, Everton, and Liverpool in the first three game weeks, and we need to understand, those 3 teams have started the season very well, and they're all in the top 4. So we need to give them a bit more of a margin. They drew against Burnley away, which was a very physical game. Rafinha's missed some glorious chances. So against Liverpool as well, I didn't really test the keeper. Am I expecting good from him? Of course I am. I backed him from the first kick of the season, and I'm still going to back him as long as I can. Look, you can never say I'm going to have him in for all the game weeks this season. But, if I've decided to back him, then let's see him for another couple of weeks. Maybe, I'll look at him tomorrow night. I can look at him and get a West Ham game and Watford and think, do you know what, he's not hitting it. I need to change. But for Rafinha, 6.5 mil, I think he's underpriced. And I think for what he's worth, he hasn't delivered yet, but he can certainly deliver more than what his price suggests. So just be a bit more understanding that he might not immediately give you the returns. But if you're taking a -4 hit for him, look at those fixtures for me. I'll give you a big thumbs up. Go for it. I mean, I've got him in my team for a reason. And for a -4, it depends who you're taking out. So if you're taking out someone who's not playing or hasn't been in good form either, or who has difficult fixtures coming up, definitely worth considering bringing him in. Andrew, thank you for the compliment. No worries. Yes, used wildcard last week and picked up 80 points. Wow, that's impressive. That's really good. I was happy with my 71, but you've done better than me, right? Connor, welcome. Who would you place DCL with, Bamford or Jimenez? I mean, I replaced DCL with Ings because I brought in Bamford for Antonio. because he was suspended for the week, and I was thinking that DCL will be fit enough to play the game against Burnley. But that changed everything, because so now for me, I'm going to take out Ings again next week, bring back Antonio, and Bamford's going to stay in potentially till the early part of October. I'm going to see a bit more around him, how he's performing. He's got the good fixtures, and wait for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to come back and start getting some minutes and performing again. So that's who I picked. I mean, if I had to choose out of Jimenez or Bamford, I'd definitely go Bamford right now. Animations. I reckon Benrahma will blank against United. I'm probably going to take a -4. Not a bad shout, buddy. Not a bad shout. West Ham are a bogey team of Manchester United, by the way, so they usually turn up. These guys play really good against us. Yeah, I've been quite disappointed on many occasions, especially when who was it? I think it was Mourinho in charge, and United were wearing that hideous pink kit, and we lost like 4-0 or something, 4-1. Away at the London Stadium. It wasn't good. So West Ham do have good memories against us, guys. I remember Payet, Mascherano, Tevez, real bad. Even Nolan. These guys are Noble. Sorry, Nolan, Mark Noble. These guys have had some good memories against us. So we'll just give them a bit of margin. Benrahma can turn it on for sure. Bit surprised why Lingard didn't go back, and after what he did against Young Boys, I kind of wish he did. Oh, Young Boys, eh? Hey, this is FPL, not Europa Champions League, so let's not worry about them. Badsley, what would you do if you were in my position? Antonio and DCL still in my team. The obvious transfer is DCL to Bamford, but then I have Ayling on the bench. Play Ayling, bench Antonio. Play Ayling and bench Antonio. In that situation, if I had that, oh. I mean, the issue I had was I did a knee-jerk reaction immediately, right, with Antonio being sent off. If I'd been sensible and waited till Monday, then maybe I probably would have made one transfer only. But if you've got Ayling in your squad, I reckon with Newcastle, yes, they're attacking and they're playing at home in front of their crowd. Can they score without Wilson? Of course they can. They've got loads of talent, Joe Linton, Maximan. Saint Maximan. They've got some really good players, but the question is, who do you want to bring in as another striker? I brought Ings in. For me, I would, but if I've got Ayling on there, Ayling's not been too bad, personally. He's had a good games. That's a tricky question, Fadsley. That's a tricky one. Thing is, are you comfortable going 4-4-2? Or do you want to stick with 3 strikers? That's the main question. If I was in your situation, I've already taken a -4. But if you do want to play the defender you have on your bench, which is Ayling, it's fully understandable. Right, we're getting more questions and more people in the stream. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching and who's dropping in comments. I appreciate it's in the evening and it's the night before the deadline, but thank you very much. If you haven't liked the video yet so far, give it a like and hit that subscribe button as well to help grow this channel. Animations, thanks for answering my question. Just wasn't sure whether to transfer him out. Legend. Thank you, Animations. Absolute pleasure. And he said, just did the Gray transfer. Good choice. I'm happy with that. Well done, buddy. Fazzy, the initial plan is to have Bamford, Lukaku, Ronaldo in game week 7. If I take a -4 to bring in Bamford and then have a striker and Ings, maybe this week in game 5, then I'll have to take Ings out for Lukaku in game week 7. Don't think it's worth -4 for 2 weeks. But let's see who Danny Ings is playing. Can he recoup that -4 for you? That's the question. Manchester United and Everton, he can score against both teams. Honestly, United defensively looked a bit shaky, even they were down to 10 men. And they've conceded against Newcastle at home anyway, so it's not as if they've been, absolutely flawless in defence. They looked shaky against the Leeds team in the first game. They looked shaky against Wolves as well, where they won 1-0 just about. So for me, United aren't just set in stone, they're going to keep a clean sheet. So again, it's worth you seeing if you want to keep him for 2 game weeks. But he's not a bad player, man. He's not a bad player, Fazley. He's overlooked. I think we shouldn't beat him up too much. Look, I'm not going to say he's going to bag a hat-trick against Everton this weekend. Of course not. But this guy's good when he's fit and he gets chances. The guy finishes. If only he was guaranteed nailed on like Southampton, he was still on penalties, I'd be so much more confident. But obviously they've got El Ghazi and it's a bit difficult to see him on penalties 100% of the time. James, welcome, James. Got Benrahma and Antonio with 0.3 million in the bank. Could do Benrahma to Rafinha and bench Antonio this week, or Antonio to Bamford. Would have to play Sissoko if selling Benrahma. I mean, personally, I'd definitely have Bamford in your squad, bro. I can't go. I wouldn't be comfortable going in this weekend, knowing Leeds are playing Newcastle, who've had one of the most shakiest defenses or leakiest defenses. It would be a difficult watch. It would be a difficult watch. I'm not going to say Bamford's going to score 10 goals or 5 goals, but I'd rather be in a situation where he's in the team and he doesn't get any returns than not being in my team and covering my eyes every time he gets close to the goal, because I think other people will bring him in. But getting Rafinha wouldn't be a bad shout. I mean, playing Sissoko won't be bad either this week, I think. So I can understand your transfer to Bamford, definitely. Fadsley, I'd make the DCL to Bamford transfer now. We'll hold on to the Ings transfer tomorrow. Actually, I'm more keen on Watkins. I mean, Watkins had a really good game against Chelsea. I think Mendy was on one mad one that day. He was in some serious form. I don't think he was I'm getting that clean sheet bonus in my wage packet this week. Seriously, the guy was literally just stopping anything that was coming in his pathway. What a performance. Yeah, I mean, Watkins not a bad shout, bro. Not a bad shout whatsoever. I mean, if you got points for hitting the post, or if you got points for hitting the post or hitting the crossbar, I reckon he'd get quite a few points in FPL. Cameron, interested to know your plans for the Chelsea fixture swing. Cool. So I'll let you know what I'm planning, buddy. At the moment, no Lukaku plans. That's for now. That can obviously change. By then, I'm looking to change Luke Shaw potentially. Bring in... Oh, who can I bring in? Someone from Chelsea, so it could be like a Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Christensen, any of those who I can afford for around that price. Reece James as well. I'll be looking at the defence. Regulon, I might even downgrade to... Could be Ben White, for example. Then maybe after that I could, change Jota for Mount. I'm not too sure. It depends on the Firmino situation. They might get some more funds to potentially upgrade some other players. So in terms of Chelsea as well, what players I'm looking at. Lukaku at the moment, I'm 50-50. Because I just can't have my squad without Ronaldo. But I'm definitely looking at a Chelsea defender, for sure. And then I could potentially look at, maybe Mount, if that. I mean, Kovacic is 5 mil. So maybe downgrading Regulon by £0.5 mil to 4.5 and getting in Kovacic at 5 for Gilmore. That might be something I might do, but I need to see a bit more. So these are the kind of plans I've got at the moment. But Lukaku at the moment, I'm 50-50. I'm pretty much most likely not going to do that. Not yet. But very good question, Cameron. I really like the question. Badsley, the way he played against Chelsea last week really impressed me. Unlucky not to get the goal. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, mate, it's exactly what I just said from your initial comment. He was so lucky not to score. Mendy was on a mad one that day. James says, don't rate Bamford. He misses so many chances and had a shocker for England. Yeah, I mean, look. Yes, he misses chances. But he's done well. He's done well last season. We can't overlook him. He's done his job. He got 28 returns last season. So we can't be too... what's right, I would say? We can't be too dismissive of him and too critical. Yes, this season so far, he's still got 16 points out of 4 games, where he's only got... he's got 2 of the returns for Leeds out of, hardly any points that they've scored. So I think maybe from criticism, maybe in about 4 or 5 weeks, we can really have a review of how he's done. But yeah, obviously, look at the games he's played. The teams were difficult. Defences were solid. He's a team player. Cameron North, awesome. I was thinking either Lukaku plus James or Mount plus James. Yeah, again, those are the kind of main players that we'll be looking at. Again, I want to see how Reece James comes back and slots in. Potentially, I might even look at Alonso. Alonso's been decent so far. So Chelsea have 2 difficult games still to go. So they've got Spurs. I think at the moment they've got Spurs. Let's have a look who they've got after that. Sorry, I don't have any Chelsea players in. So look here. Spurs followed by Manchester City. Wow. So those are two solid games. And after that, then we'll start talking. Who knows? I might even go decide to get Mendy in. No, I'm joking. I couldn't get a premium goalkeeper in. I'd have to sacrifice far too much. Alright guys, we're getting more questions and more people are on the stream. If you haven't liked the video yet, please give it a like and please subscribe to FPL Inkling if you haven't done so far. Sharksy, welcome. If I was you, I would downgrade Luke Shaw, then upgrade Regulon to James or Alonso. So potentially, what I could do is put James in for about 5.6, so I need 1 point. I'll be 0.1. I mean, what I could potentially look at, eventually, what I'm saying, is, let's say we got rid of Luke Shaw, and let's say we get Reece James in. Yeah, that could be one way. And then I could take out Regulon, because it kind of depends on how they perform this week. I've been really impressed by... Where is he? Marcel. That's where he is. Let's get him in. And that'll give me 0.6 mil. But obviously I'm looking to bring back Antonio. Obviously I'm not going to make this all this week. We're just having a look for future transfers. Let's look at West Ham. Get Antonio back in. And then obviously when Dominic Calvert-Lewin decides to return from his injury, we will then get him in, and I still have 0.4 remaining in terms of budget. That's not too bad, to be fair. So then I could potentially play Alexander-Arnold, Marcel, James, and with the fixtures from game week 7 onwards for Newcastle, Aston Villa away, Leeds, Everton, Crystal Palace. Yeah, so it can work. It can work. I'll still have 0.4 mil, so if there are any price swings, I think I can cover that. So then basically it'll be looking like Alexander-Arnold, James and Markel, Rafinha, Salah, Jota, Gray, Calvert-Lewin, Antonio, Ronaldo. And then by then, if let's say Jota goes out of favour for Liverpool, and we can get a bit more understanding around how much Torres plays with the return of Foden plus Kevin De Bruyne, I can get around 0.8 mil, so near enough $1 million more to potentially boost up my squad elsewhere, which is interesting. So then basically I could go back to Luke. Defense-wise, I can get, let's say, we'll go to Rudiger, so I can double up on Chelsea's defence. That'll take me up 0.1, and then I can figure out somewhere else. I can get like a Zaha in for Torres, but it's something that we can consider, we can work with. So that's 20 points. That's like another 5 transfers ahead, we're thinking. So let's worry about that in game week 7 when that turns up. That'll be another 2 weeks. But hey, look, that's something that we can look at in terms of Chelsea fixture swing. To have a look. Sharks are in 2 weeks after Chelsea's target. Yeah, exactly, that's something that we can look at. Cameron, really excited to see your channel grow, man. Love your take on the game and football in general. Thank you, Cameron, man. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Look, I'm not trained in public speaking. I'm not trained on any media kind of aspect or video or kind of live video speaking. I just have a passion for the game. And I love interacting, and I love giving you guys my thought process, because I'm just a common FPL manager. I'm not no expert. I'm not here. I'm not gonna say that I'll get you X, Y, Z. But what I can give you is an honest opinion, because no one can predict hindsight, right? But we can all make sure that we give you the best information, and we have a good conversation, an honest conversation, and we have a good time with FPL as well. I mean, look, I get slated for my rank and stuff, but look, it's not been too bad. I started off not too great, but I've made slow progress. So overall rank, we can look. I started at 1.384 with 88 points. I still don't understand how with 88 points in first game week I was not even in the top 1 mil. And then I moved on to with 53 points again. I think I was I was just around the average, and I lost 500,000 rank. It's ridiculous. I mean, who would have ever thought, after 141 points in 2 weeks, I'd be not even in the top mill. And then obviously went close. I went further down in game week 3 to 1.97, but I've gone up 600,000. So 1.325 in terms of my rank. Overall, my best ever performance was 2 years ago. I got 2160 and I finished 489,000. Last season, due to COVID, I had some family reasons why I wasn't able to concentrate on the game for the full season. So I missed like 6 to 8 game weeks. But I got 2156, only 4 points less than the game year before. And I finished over 1.2 mil. So 800,000 places below, even despite I was only 4 points behind. So it shows, this season, my aim is obviously to come as high as I potentially can, but I really do want to, be in the top 400,000 where I can break my own overall record. And obviously, the higher I go, the better I'll feel personally. All right, guys. So just to let you know, thank you so much for all your questions. Give us a like on the video and please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the channel. Sharksy, all right, gonna look at my team now. Might pop in a bit later. Of course you can. Of course you can. I'm here for a little while. Kind of glad I'm doing it at night at the floor. I'm kind of glad there's no pressure for the deadline. I'm not having to push people to submit their teams in. What are your captaincy choices this week? So whoever's watching, let me know. What are your captaincy thoughts? Who are you thinking of captaining? I've got Salah at the moment. So potentially he's going to remain my captain for this week. I'm going by fixture. Personally, at the moment, I'm not saying Ronaldo can't score against West Ham, not at all. I just can't watch the Crystal Palace game. Sorry, I can't watch the Crystal Palace game with Salah in there, just knowing that I've not captained him. And he's got such high ownership, honestly. He's probably going to be one of the most highest captain players anyway. 54.6%, so let's see. That is my captaincy choice. Got another question. Pratish Chowdhury, welcome. Who to start in game week 5 between Sissoko of Watford and Williams of Norwich? They play each other. Personally, for me, out of the two, I wasn't comfortable playing Williams because I think Norwich will concede. So I'd play Sissoko personally. But then you look at the pros and cons. If Williams keeps a clean sheet, which Norwich hardly do, by the way, then you get 6 points. And if Sissoko keeps a clean sheet, he gets 3 points. It's hard. It's hard. I'd say Sissoko, personally. Moo is saying, my team is going to be Edison, Diaz, Matip, Christensen, Van Bissaka, Rafinha, Mane, captain, Thiago, Ronaldo and Bamford. Nice squad, buddy. Very nice squad. Mark, you're a decent bloke and I want you to do well. I genuinely do, but you're going to stop talking. You got to stop taking hits unnecessarily, bro. I've subscribed and look forward to watching your progression this season. Good luck. Thank you, Mark. Look, I know. Sometimes we think more with our heart than our brain. Maybe it may not pay off this game week. But look, I'll hold my hands up. I'll hold it up. But let's say Ings pays off and I get the return I want. It'll be great satisfaction, but I've got to stop taking hits. That is correct. That is correct. And thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. So, in terms of Game Week 7, guys, generally, there are some future, fixture swings that are coming up, which are going to be quite serious. We haven't talked about United. So, let's say in Game Week 7, they've got Everton away. No, sorry, they're at home. At Old Trafford against Everton. Then they got Leicester away. Followed by Liverpool at home, Tottenham away, Manchester City at home. Could they potentially be out of the title race by game week 11? I'm not too sure. Those are some serious fixtures. Wow. We might be joining Arsenal at the bottom of the table at this rate. I know we're top at the moment, guys. Look, I'm being a bit overreactive, but those are some serious fixtures. But then from game week 14, they got Arsenal, and then look at the greenery after that. So maybe tripling up on United back then would be good. Bruno, Ronaldo, Luke Shaw. Might not be a bad shout. Might not be a bad shout at all. Let's just say if I was looking to bring in... Let's say I took out Regulon. And I brought in Rudiger. 0.2. Let's say I took out Luke Shaw. Let's go to defenders, Manchester United. And let's say I brought in Van. Right, am I back now? So I'm so sorry. I lost connection to the software there. So sorry. I am back in now. I don't know what happened there in terms of the software I was streaming through. So Moo says Sanchez against Leicester is freaky, and so is Regulon. Honestly, tell me about it. I am absolutely nervous around what's going to be happening there at the moment. So we'll just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see what will take place there and then. So what I was saying generally about Manchester United, those fixtures there do look quite difficult. So we'll have to wait and see how they actually come through the difficult spell. And what they can actually bring to the FPL team itself. I think Ronaldo will score in those games, but they're big games. He'll want to make a point. He'll turn up. But we will have to wait and see. Did anyone play a wild card? Whoever's watching here, has anyone played a wild card so far? So please let us know. If you haven't given us a like so far in the video, guys, please give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. How many of you guys are playing Antonio on the bench? That's an interesting one, isn't it? Oh, less than 1 day before the game week deadline. So let's see. Let's see what we can do. Mark says, burnt my wildcard last week from a position of strength to try and move towards Chelsea players ahead of their fixture swing. Yeah. I mean, look, Mark, it can happen, right? Look, I burnt my wildcard last week as well. Ronaldo coming in, it was all going to be nice and rosy. And Fazli says as well, he's played as well. Look, there's still time for us to get to Chelsea players, right? So let's say this week we don't make a transfer. Well, I have already. And you don't make a transfer next game week. That's game week 6. So for game week 7, you'll have 2 transfers. And let's say even if you have to make 4 transfers to get to, maybe if you want to triple up on Chelsea players, and you have to make 4 transfers, you're only taking a -4 hit. So it's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. So it's not all doom and gloom just yet. You could even take a -8 if you need it be as well. If you play 4 transfers, I meant. But again, Chelsea fixtures should be interesting. You know, I'm probably looking at Reece James, Rudiger, or Mount at the moment for myself. But even with Mount, he was rested last week. I mean, you know, that was one of the main players I thought that was going to be nailed on to play. The thing is, I don't really want to compromise most of my other team, and that's the point. That's the point. You know, it's. I've seen drafts where, you know, people have got all 4 premiums, so Trent, Salah, Ronaldo, and Lukaku, and they've ended up getting 90+ points this week, and that's great. That's brilliant. It won't happen every single week though. It just won't. So we just have to be brave and just see how it goes. We've got over 12 people in the stream, guys, at the moment. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I hope Jota gets some returns. Honestly, he was a bit unlucky last night as well in the Champions League game against Milan. But, you know, he's getting in some really good, decent positions. So we'll just have to wait and see how will Salah's confidence be after missing that penalty. Still scored that amazing goal to win the game, right? Hopefully he remains on penalties. Doesn't give him to Milner. Please don't. Please don't. Is there a way for me to get Lukaku in? That's a question I got quite frequently. So who would I bring him in for? Let's say take Ings out. Lukaku here, which gives me 3.4 mil. But then I have to get rid of Trent, which I really don't want to. Maybe I could play 4-4-2. Get like a 4.5 mil forward, and then it'll be Trent, Shaw, Regulon. Oh, it's just no, that's just too weak. I can't play forward defenders with Williams being one of my defenders. Set another way. See, I downgrade Shotter. So I'm already hitting 12 points. Yeah, I'm probably not going to go for it. It's far too much change to get Lukaku in. But yeah, I just... Let's just say, hypothetically, Ronaldo wasn't in the Premier League right now. I can assure you, Lukaku would still be in my squad right now, as we're speaking, and have an extra mil to spend, which I potentially would have spent upgrading Regulon to probably Diaz from Man City. Mark Connor, Ronaldo out, Lukaku in game week 7. Yep, potentially, it could be. I just want to see a bit more around how Ollie's going to do game management for Ronaldo. So that'll be interesting to see. Theodore Azam, welcome. What do you think about Manculio to James? So you're looking to take out Manculio and bring in Reece James. I think Reece James is awesome, buddy. Until he got sent off against Liverpool, which, by the way, I didn't think it was a sending off. By the way, I thought penalty, correct decision, yellow card, but not a sending off. But going by the rules, it's a goal scoring opportunity. I'll take Reece James for sure. I think that's a good shout. Good shout, Theodore. Alright, so if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, please give us a subscribe and give us a like as well on this video. Oh, can I go without Ronaldo? That's the question, man. It's the question, man. This is where your club loyalty comes over it. Could I then bring back? Look, Manchester City, Ronaldo. I just don't know. I just don't know. So the question I'm asking, game week 7, can Ronaldo score against Everton? Yeah. Can he score against Leicester? Yeah. So, should I wait till game week 9? Potentially, who do Chelsea have in game week 9? That's the question as well. Let's have a look. Norwich at home. Potentially, I could wait till game week 9 if I wanted to. Oh, the decisions. Mark says, look at the fixtures, bro. Jump back on Ronaldo in game week 14. I know. Oh, this is difficult. Mark, this is honestly so difficult. Theodore Am says, took -4 last week. Is -4 next week too much to make Tony to Bamford? And I believe a downgrade Adama or Jota. I don't know who, of course, but not this round. I mean, look, -4 for me, look, if you do it once in a while, it's not too bad. But too many -4s, it can catch up with you. But again, if you're doing it sensibly and you're doing it with fixtures and form and players who you think will do better, not too bad. But if you're looking, it's basically just to make Tony to Bamford. But you're having a game week in between, right? So you're not going to take a hit. So I guess over 2 weeks, it might not be as bad in terms of like an effect. So fully understand, Theodore, your decision of making those transfers. Oh, if I don't have Ronaldo, I'm still thinking. Mark, it's not difficult. The problem is you're a Manchester United fan and you're playing fantasy with your heart and not your head. I'm a supporter of a non-league team, so fantasy is very easy for me. Yeah, I understand. Honestly, no, do you know what the thing is? It's not just about Ronaldo being at Manchester United. I'm being honest with you. Let's say Ronaldo was at Manchester City, for example. I'd still feel the same. Honestly, I still would. Because look, there's always that debate between Ronaldo, Messi and whatnot. I'm not going to get into that Ronaldo-Messi debate. But this guy's a once-in-a-lifetime player. I just Even he scored midweek, even though United didn't play so well, he still scored. So I just don't know. Do I want to go differential? If everyone jumps on the Lukaku bandwagon, I go on Ronaldo. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll see how I feel, man, honestly. I see how I feel. We have 15 people on the stream, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, whoever's on here. If you guys haven't liked the video so far, please give it a like. Please hit that subscribe button as well. Danny, welcome, Danny. Which 4.5 mil midfielder would you go for? I'm currently on Gilmore, but not convinced by Norwich. I mean, I have Billy Gilmore myself. He was benched for last game week. I would have said Basuma, but I think it's 4.6 now, right? Let's go and have a look. 4.5. MacArthur's got 14 points. Brownhill, 5 points. Nah, not at all for me. MacArthur, he's played pretty much every minute. And he's got an assist as well. So for 4.5, he's got the most points. So he looks pretty much nailed on to play week in, week out. So for me, I'd say James MacArthur, Danny, personally. That would be my shout. Oh, God. So, honestly, we've not even talked about the Chelsea game this weekend. I think they're playing Spurs, right? Yeah, Sunday, 4:30. Will be a knee-jerk reaction immediately after that. Right Wings, welcome, says, should I sell Regulon? I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, buddy. I'm looking at selling him if they don't play well this week. They were dreadful against Crystal Palace. And tonight they're playing some team in the Conference Europa League and they've conceded 2 goals as well. Did I jump the bandwagon and I've taken the goodness that I could have got from Spurs? I'm not too sure, bro. I'm going to decide on Sunday. I might just get rid of Regulon for someone from Wolves, potentially. Yeah, I might even bring in someone from Leeds, because if they're conceding goals like that, left, right, centre, why not save £500,000? I'm captain Mane this week at differential. Yeah, definitely. I've seen some people say Mane. I've also seen a lot of people say Trent, which is not a bad shout either, guys, personally. So let's wait and see. Theodore Asam, will James play this round because of the robbery? If he will, might as well transfer him now. So I think James is available. I didn't see no flags against him when I was looking at him earlier. Let me have a look for you, boss. Yeah, he's available. There's no flags of him not playing. But it's against Tottenham. It's against Tottenham. Do you really want to bring him in for this game? Why not wait for 2 more game weeks potentially? But again, if that's what you want to do, he is available for this game week, guys. Real Wings, is Marcel a good replacement, or is there a better option for 5.9 mil and below? Defender wise, 5.9 mil. If it was 6, I would have said Diaz. I mean, you have options elsewhere. You know, Cresswell's done well this season. Kofal. If you'd had 0.1 more, I would have said Diaz for sure, boss. For sure. But yeah, Cresswell and Kofal is someone who I like. I think they'll be good. Tottenham won't score against Chelsea. Easy. Matip. Yeah, Matip's a good shout. Gunter Allen, thank you. I still think to transfer Sarr. Yeah, I mean, not a bad shout whatsoever. Not a bad shout at all. Has anyone taken any minus point or any hits this week for specific players? Let me know. So what for me is the game week of the weekend? Well, the game of the weekend for me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'll tell you the game that I'm looking forward to personally. You're probably going to find it surprising, but I'm really looking forward to the Aston Villa-Everton game. And I'll tell you why. It's a 5:30 kickoff on a Saturday. Both teams, they really have some really good players. And Everton under Rafa, boy, he's done well. He's had his critics, but I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to more. It's a shame Calvert-Lewin got injured, but he started off something special there, so I'm looking forward to that game in specific. Theodore says, I feel like they can easily crush Spurs and City, you never know. I have 3 at 4 mil in defence and 2.8 in the bank. Don't see anywhere else to upgrade. Yeah, true. I can say that as well. That looks pretty cool. Fazli, who could be the best 2 weeks punts striker? A punt striker? Oh, Edouard. I don't even know what their fixtures are. Let's have a look at what Palace's next 2 fixtures are. Well, if you're taking it from this week, they got Liverpool. Maybe not this week. They got Brighton. That's a good game. And then Leicester at home. I'd go Edouard, man. 6.5 mil. Why not? That's a punt. Mark Connor, haven't taken a hit all season. Fantastic, Mark. Honestly, hats off to you. Fazli, Richarlison or Watkins? Yeah, them two could be a good shout as well. Richarlison's a bit hot-headed, so there's always a risk of him getting a sending off. Watkins is decent. If only he gets a bit more luck around his finishing. Coolio. But if you want to take a real punt, then Edouard. Has anyone brought Edouard in? Now that's the question. Let's say Edouard plays well. Sorry, I'm still thinking about the whole Lukaku thing. Let's say Edouard plays well. Can I get him still in with 3 strikers? Edouard. I get 1.6 mil. Take out Ings. Bring in Lukaku. 2 mil. Lower Jota to Mason Mount. I'll get 1.8. And then if I lose Trent, then I have 5.7. I could probably get like a Reece James in there. So then I've still got 1.6. So I've got James, Shaw, Regulon. But obviously I wouldn't want Regulon, so potentially I could take Regulon out and put Marcel. And I still have 0.6 mil. Yeah, I mean, that's how I can get 3 City players in. So, again, it's 20 points, so still 5 transfers in 2 game weeks could be it. But yeah, let's just wait and see. That's one way to get some players in, but we'll have to wait and see. That will require a lot of hits. Yeah, it's all hypothetical. I was looking at 20 points. No way. I'm not going to take a lot. I'm not going to take that many hits. No way. We'll leave Ronaldo for now. We'll leave Ronaldo for now. Wow, we've hit 18 people in the stream, guys. Wow, thank you all for joining. Thank you for all your questions. Please give it a like if you like the video so far, and please subscribe to FPL INKLING to be part of the family. So, for me, I'm really hoping Bamford and Rafinha could come good for me. I'm still surprised by their ownership, around only 15.5% for Rafinha. Sorry. And only 14% for Bamford. So, I potentially could see some more increases in ownership, but let's wait and see. Sally says, welcome. Oh, welcome, Sally. You think Ramsdale keeps his place as a Prem goalkeeper? I'll be surprised if he doesn't start for Arsenal against Burnley. The guy's got 2 clean sheets out of 2. So I don't see Leno playing this weekend. I'll be very surprised if he does. Sharksy, I know the joke and all, but Arsenal have some good fixtures, so you might want to consider some. Of course, I'm actually looking at Ben White at the moment. 4.4 mil. Definitely worth considering. Definitely. Perfect, guys. Right. Arteta already said the keeper will rotate. Oh, wow. Well, there we are. There's our answer, eh? Get both of them in. 4.5, eh? Tijas, welcome. If you have money in the bank, why not switch from Jesus to Ings? To be fair, I only have 0.2. So if I try to get Jesus in, it's 8.6. So I've already taken a -4 hit then. So I'd have to have taken a -8, which I wasn't going to be comfortable taking. That's the reason why I take Jas. 25 people. Wow, guys, we're really getting some people in the stream now. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. And thank you for watching and subscribing and liking. So if you haven't done it so far, give it a like and please give it a subscribe. So one of the questions I'm getting quite frequently is, why am I doing it tonight, not tomorrow? So guys, I'm working tomorrow. So that's the reason why. So sometimes if I sometimes work, the odd weekend in a month. So if I am obviously not able to do it on just before the deadlines, whenever they are, I'll probably do it the night before. So for example, this one, it was a Friday, so I'm doing it on Thursday. Let's say the game kickoff was Saturday and I'm working on the weekend. If I do occasionally, then I'll do it on Friday night. Plus, it feels nice. It feels nice. It feels less stressful. Sharksy, have I played the wild card? I did. Last week I did. But it didn't look like this, mate, honestly. I had DCL for Bamford, Antonio, and Ings was also Antonio, so it was completely different. I just got hit by both my strikers not being available. Luca, well done. Why are you keeping Ings? I'm not keeping him. I brought him in. So I lost out Calvert-Lewin, and I brought him in. That's the reason, buddy. I've got a lot of questions around him. Why I've chosen him. I just had a good inkling, buddy. I just had a good inkling around Ings. For me, he's a phenomenal player in the Premier League, and he's only playing Everton. So why not, eh? Why not? It might backfire, but if it comes good, I'll be very, very content. Wow, we hit almost 30 people in the stream. Thank you, everyone. And if you are watching and you haven't hit that like button, please hit the like. And please hit that subscribe button as well. Fazli, call me crazy. I'm even considering Joe Linton. You know, they're playing against Leeds and the defence has been quite leaky, so why not? Sharksy, 22 viewers, that's good. What's your best? I think I hit 40 once, boss. I think I hit 40. I still remember the days when I used to have 4 or 5. So thank you, everyone. Honestly, thank you. Thank you for watching. Slowly but surely, we are growing. Slowly but surely. That's what you call a family, eh? I remember the days when I started off and I didn't need to get a viewer for like 10 minutes into a stream. Those were hard days. Those were hard days. So, if I look at the squad now, who would I want to take out? Oh, I'm not confident about Regulon. Should I play Williams? Do I think Watford's going to score? How much have they conceded? 2 against Leicester, 1 against Arsenal. It's just the attacking returns that kills me. Not to say that Regulon's got any. Will they turn up for the derby? That's the question. Oh, let's just keep it that way. Let's just decide on that. Ings only has 3 shots on target so far. Yeah, he does. He only has 3 shots on target so far. But he scored 2 and has 1 assist. So he's not been too bad, buddy. 21 points in 4 game week returns. I'll take that happily. Stephen, welcome. Not fancy playing Williams over Regulon. Can't see Tottenham keeping a clean sheet or getting any attacking returns against Chelsea. That's the thing, bro. This is why I just thought about it. I've just thought about it right now. It's just difficult. It's difficult. But you can never say never. Never say never. Lucas says, I think St. Maximin is going to be a nice pick in the coming weeks. Yeah, definitely. With Callum Wilson out, pretty much the focal kind of like striking point for Newcastle. Fadsley, who would you trust more to score a goal, Watford or Newcastle? So basically, Dennis or Joe Linton. I definitely can get St. Maximin. I mean, out of the 2, who's going to score a goal? I think Newcastle have scored goals, by the way, this season, if I'm not wrong. Newcastle has scored goals. Let's look at their scores. Newcastle, where are you? 4-1 against United. Newcastle 2-2 against Southampton. Newcastle 2-0 against Aston Villa. And 4-2. So they scored 2 plus 2, 4, 5 goals this season so far. And Watford have scored. Where is Watford? Nothing there. Watford. Nothing there. Watford, nothing there. Watford scored 3. So 3 versus 4, but the 3 goals came in the first game for Watford. So is it by law of averages they're going to score this game week? Playing Norwich, pretty good. But out of those 2, they both can score. So for me, what I'd feel comfortable with, I'd choose Joe Linton over Dennis. That's me. Mark, I'd play Williams over Regulon as well, to be honest. Yeah, I know that's what I'm thinking. I'm still debating. Let's see. Luca, but Ings have nice fixtures in 8 to 13 game weeks. Yeah, he does. He generally does, buddy. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see if I might bring him back in for that period. Oh, can't believe we've been here for over an hour now, really, guys. So, guys, that is it. What it's going to be from me in terms of the deadline stream for Game Week 5. I'm going to be back on Sunday after the Chelsea game with Spurs to do a knee-jerk reaction with you, even though we'll still have 1 game week left for the game week. I think we've got a game on a Monday, do we, or not? Is that the last? No, that is the last one. There's no Monday game. There's a Friday game this week. So I'll be back on Sunday with a game week knee-jerk reaction, and we can discuss how the game week has gone. Till then, basically, I want you guys to make sure you guys get your team submitted by tomorrow's deadline, which is 6:30. And I have a few more questions. Stephen, I'm a Newcastle fan. Will we score goals? Well, trust me, don't go Joel Linton. Eric 490 brought Jimenez instead of Bamford. Mistake? No, it's not a mistake, buddy. It's just a thought process. If that's what you feel comfortable with, massive thumbs up. Luca, do you watch teams on live if I send you... Do you watch teams on live if I send you on Twitter? I didn't quite understand that, buddy, but if you want to send me your draft on Twitter, more than welcome to. I can definitely have a look at it for you. Not a problem whatsoever. So all I want to say, guys, before I leave is thank you so much for everyone who's watched and who's contributed here. I really appreciate everyone's support. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing if you've done that already. If you haven't, before you do go, one last request from me. Please, please, please. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's grow this family and get closer to the 1K mark. Best of luck to all you managers for this game week 5. I'm sure everyone will do well. If you need anything in the meantime, we still have just under 24 hours to submit our squads. So I want you guys all to take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the football. And make sure you guys keep on top of the FPL games. And stay tuned. Make sure you come back on Sunday to watch some more FPL knee-jerk reaction, which will be live straight after the Chelsea